is Princess Arissa here. We last left off. We just got the second tablet from the island shrine. And now we can get some more legendary weapons. And in addition to getting the second tablet, we also unlock the Fork Tower, which is over by Crescent Island. But like I said, we're going to go hit up the legendary weapons first. So we're going to head to the sealed castle, Kuza, and heal ourselves up because there is a rare enemy that we want to fight in here. This enemy doesn't appear until the worlds merge. So that's why we never were able to find it in the second world, Galif's world. But we're going to come here. There's only one weapon that is really going to be useful for us. And that would be the Sage Staff. And even that's not really going to be all that useful. The only reason I'm picking it up is because it could potentially be a free revive, free Phoenix down. So it doesn't matter what ones we grab. I'm just going to grab the ones here on the bottom. Because that way it kind of clears up a kind of a line. So I'll just grab the Masamune. Gives auto, whoever used it basically gets to act first in battle. The Yoichi bow here. That has a 32% chance of dealing a critical hit. And then finally, we're going to walk past where we got the Fire Lash, which we've been putting to good use. And we're going to grab the one that was below the Magus Rod, the Sage's Staff. And there we go. We cleared out that little corner there. And now we're going to head back down into the hallway and just try to find that rare monster. And when you see who this monster is, you'll understand why it didn't appear in the second world. Just looking at my different items. I'm going to be selling a lot of this stuff, yes, and that includes the legendary weapons. Yeah, we're going to, like I said, the only one we'll keep the power staff, the healing staff, and then finally the Sage's Staff. All this other stuff below, we can finally get rid of it. Not important, not needed. So, if you had a full party, some of this equipment could be pretty good, but, we're restricted by the Forge of Fiesta. So we're just going to wander around the hall here and search for a new good old enemy here. Yeah, we'll just run into, you're more likely going to run into those zombie dragons. They're still prevalent around here. But here's the new guy, X-Death's Soul. Yeah, I guess he couldn't appear until we actually defeated X-Death. And now, well, even though he came back to life, well, now he has a little soul. His little soul's back here. This guy is kind of annoying because that's what he does. He does a lot of instant death spells. So this is one instance where maybe the bone mail might come in handy because that protects against instant death. But it's, I sold that. Well, it wasn't all that useful for my party. So we're just going to take this guy down the regular way. Unfortunately, we do not have Holy, because we don't have the Holy spell yet, and 2, even if we did, we don't have a White Wizard to cast it. So we'll just hit him with good old Fire 3s. I think that well, between that, it's either that or I'll have to time it maybe. Since he has no elemental weaknesses, just use any of your elemental, your level 3 elementals. I usually just use fire because between either it or lightning are the quickest ones. They have the shortest animation. Ice 3 has the longest animation, so I usually just grab fire. It may be, I don't know, like I said, I have to find out if it's longer than the lightning, but it's conveniently on the left side, so when you scroll down and just hit down, it's the first one you get. So you don't have to go over to the right to save yourself two bumps on the controller. So sadly, this guy doesn't give any experience or any gold. He does drop those dark matters though. So if you need to farm them, you want to farm them for mixes. He's a a source to get them. Of course, the best source was that those prototype enemies back in World 1, because you can just control them and have themselves blow themselves up. So, much better. But, you know, if you didn't do that, well, you can kind of farm them off this guy here. So, gotta move my Phoenix Downs a bit. I'm gonna have to pick up a few more of them. They're pretty good for mixing. We're gonna need them for a future boss, minions. Well, we could do it a different way, but well, I'm gonna play the game like, kind of like how it's intended, I guess. Although, well, not really, because I'm doing a 4-job Fiesta. The game is intended to play with all the job systems, but I'm gonna do like story-wise. So, I'm gonna just follow the story and where it tells us to go. So, and then finally we take care of Mr. X Death's soul, and now we get that dark matter, and now we can just warp out of here, and then quickly jump back in the castle, heal ourselves up. It's a good thing those people brought that healing potion with them, the recovery water. So, yay! Healed up. Free healing is good. And unfortunately, we're going to have to walk around the castle to get to our airship. I did a bad parking job, minions. And now we can head down to Crescent. The Crescent Island, which is no longer an island anymore because it's connected by land from the previous, from Galif's world. Now let's talk with some people here. A phantom village appearing in the forest? No way, don't be fooled by rumors like that. Guys, the tower suddenly appeared on top of the catapult. It trapped Grandpa inside. What's up with that weird tower? It just appeared out of thin air. There's an ancient poem in the town that goes like this. The tower on the left is a magic path. Even if you got muscles, enemies just laugh. I don't even think that technically rhymes. Yeah, it's a near rhyme. Okay, that's the same thing. It doesn't say anything new. Ever since the crystal broke, nothing grows here. There's no poem that's been repeated in this town for generations. The tower strength is the one on the right. Cast spells if you want. It won't help in a fight. I think that's what it said. I scrolled through the text a little quick there. So now it's time to sell off all that stuff, make some room in our inventory. I'm just OCD. I don't like having all this stuff in my inventory. It crowds it up. So get rid of that boomerang we got. I did go back and I found some, I found a place that had the covert's, stats, from the last episode, so I linked it in the description. I went back and linked it in the description, so, he was the one who guarded that rising sun, so if you're interested in what he can steal from him, hey, go check out the previous video. And we're just gonna sell a bunch of our stuff here to, you know, make room in our inventory, and it includes some of those legendary weapons. Yeah, we just gave them to some random village in the middle of, you know, just this random village. And those ladies who gave the poems, they're kind of giving you a hint about what the tower, the fork tower, what it's like. Basically, they're basically saying that, hey, one side you can only use magic, the other you can only fight. Use physical attacks. So, and but that's okay because our party is kind of set with two physical people, the Chemist and the Beastmaster, and the other one is set with magic users, the Time Mage and the Black Mage. So this guy's telling us that the kid's wondering about dwarves, and then guy says the dwarfs are real because he inherited a dwarven flute, and we will actually come into contact with dwarfs a little later. I heard the village appear in the forest like a mirage. I wonder if it's true. Well, that's a hint that if you go wandering around in some certain forest, you may actually come into a phantom village, but we don't know what forest it is, and there's so many forests in this world. So, but eventually we're gonna find some dwarfs, and they'll let us know what forest. So, yeah. But I know what forest, minions, but we're going to play along, like I said, the way the game intended, so. And here, if you have 7 pianos, and you play the song, this inspires the bard to teach you another song. But he tells us, geez, don't quit your day job. I guess that's his way of telling us that we can still learn to play the piano a little bit better. But where is the 8th piano? Find out next time, minions. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to go over to the fork tower, right over here. It doesn't look like a fork. It doesn't look like a spoon either. It doesn't look like a spork. I guess it, if anything, it looks just like a knife because it's just straight up in the air. So let's give the good old chicken knife to our Lena, our chemist, and looks like Faris is pretty set there. Here we got Whiskers and Krill will be set up pretty good. One thing we want to do though, you'll notice I'm switching stuff around. Because Lena and Faris will be going in the Tower of the Strength, the fighting tower, we're gonna make sure, we want to make sure they have the two, they both have those elf capes to avoid physical attacks. The other tower side, where the magic users, Krill and Whiskers are going, they will not be using physical attacks. So it's not important for them to necessarily have the evasion that the elf cloak gives. So if spells on taking both towers at the same time, the towers explode, right? Yapper bapper. That's what the tablet said. We better split up then. Yep. So you have to send, you can send 3 and 1, but I'm just going to split it up into 2 because that's the way our party is set up. So remember, the left is magic. So Whiskers is going to go that way. And then Lena, she's a chemist, so she's going to head over to the right side. Right is fight. Left is magic. No rhyme there. And Faris is going to go to the right because she's the Beastmaster. And it's kind of fitting, I guess. The two sisters go together. And remember, when we first got to this world, it was Krill and Whiskers who went off on their own together. So, hey, it's pretty neat. The teams worked out pretty good. So, And you always start off with the magic side first. So here we are with Mr. Whiskers and party, and they're pretty good for, especially with that Magus Rod, increasing the elemental damage that Krill will be casting. Well, we should be handling this pretty good. So here's the first of our new enemy. There's 3 types of new enemies in each of the towers. So we're gonna encounter them all. And well, I gotta find our Maiden's Kisses, so it's a good thing we stocked up on all those items, minions, so now we can use them to get rid of these status effects, because we don't have a white mage, so it's important that we have these status curing items. So even though these guys are called Flare Mages, I don't think they cast Flare at all, but they don't for me in any of the battles that I run into them, so who knows? Maybe whoever named them just did a really poor job, so. But doesn't matter, we're going to take them out and continue up the tower. Luckily, this tower is, both sides, they mirror one another, and they're really, really straightforward. 2 treasure chests on each side, and they have items that kind of fit with the theme of the thing. So we get an ether on the magic side. And we get new enemies. We got the tiny mage there. He's the guy on the bottom. We saw our good buddy the Flaremancer. And then we have the Time Master there in the back. And we'll take care of them. So, but tiny mage, he's the weakest out of all of them. So he's gonna go down really easy. And then just a secondary spell will finish off these guys. So the Time Master and the Flare Mage. And boom, they go down. And so, yep. And that is all the new enemies on this side. So that's good. And so now it's just a straight shot up for the most part. As you can see, the thing is pretty small. It's just round and around, and occasionally you'll jump outside. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the barrier tower, where it was, you're hopping in and out, going from the inside to the outside. But when you're inside, it's really small and tiny, and basically impossible to get lost. And here we have the Wonder Wand. You can use it as an item in battle, and it casts different spells in a different type of order. So it basically starts with white magic spells, goes Cure, Heal, Poison, Silence, Protect, Mini, Cura, Raise, Confuse, Blink, Shell, Asuna, Curaga, Reflect, Berserk, Arise, Holy, Dispel, Fire, Blizzard, Thunder, Poison, Sleep, Toad, Fire 2, Blizzard 2, Thunder 2, Drain, Break, Bio, Fire 3, Blizzard 3, Thunder 3, Flare, Death, and then finally Osmos. And then it loops back to Cure. So you can basically use that if you can set it for a certain spell. Like if you want, you're gonna need a reflect spell, you can use it until you get to that spell and save it for a future battle, or any of the other things. I'll put the list of the spells in the descriptions there. So, but now here on the other side here with Lena and Faris, and we get a high potion there. It's the complement of the ether, I guess, on the other side. Yeah, we ran into a new enemy there, but unfortunately the chicken knife kicked in, we ran away, so we didn't get to beat him, so we'll show him off in another battle. So, just to make sure that when we fight these new enemies, we don't run away, I'm just going to give temporarily the assassin knife to Lena. Another legendary weapon. And here we have a defender sword. It's a pretty decent sword. It's a little weaker than like the Excalibur that you can get a legendary weapon, but even if you do pick up the legendary weapon Excalibur, you don't want to use it against the boss in this tower because he absorbs holy, and Excalibur is a holy sword, so they kind of give you that sword, just to be safe. I think the game was thinking. Now unfortunately we haven't been getting a lot of encounters here, so I have to show off all the enemies minions, so I'm just going to be wandering around here a little bit, trying to find a whole bunch of these encounters that they just don't want to pop up. So, but here we go. Here's two of them. The encounter we got into earlier was the dual knight there. But this is the new guy here, the Iron Muscle. And, he looks like Titan. But he doesn't cast Earthquake like Titan, so he's, kind of a pushover here. Luckily, even though we ain't supposed to use magic in this side, the magical effect of the Fire Lash actually does kick in a lot of times. So that's really good with Faris there. Helps really cut through these enemies here. And here we have the Dual Knight. His stats coming up here. And as you see, he's nothing too special. Most of these enemies do hit pretty hard, but thankfully our characters are able to hang out in the back. If you have a knight, knights are really good in this area because they have that defend command, which reduces all physical damage to nothing. So one way that you can really cheese this side of the tower is if you have a knight with the monk's counter ability, and then the knight will just defend, and he'll never take any damage from physical attacks, and then he'll use the monk's counter ability to counter anytime he gets hit. Or you can have a monk with the guard ability, so that every time the monk gets hit, it'll automatically use its counter ability, and it can use the knight's guard ability. So it's kind of a way you can set up either of those two classes to basically cheese this side of the tower. But remember, minions, we don't have those kind of people in this tower, so or we don't have those jobs in this playthrough. And speaking of jobs, we're getting really close to maxing out Miss Faris mastering the Beastmaster class. And when she masters it, she's only one ability point away from mastering that class. Then I'll just obviously have to switch them out, and I'll make Lena the Beastmaster, and Faris will go back to working on the Chemist. So, and I'll probably just, do that off screen because it'll require, switching around all that equipment, and, they auto-equip, so, yeah, it's kind of annoying, the auto-equip thing, but, oh well, I guess that's the way the game programmed itself, so, it's okay. So we're just gonna continue to gonna wander around here, hopefully find this final enemy. Just doesn't want to show up. That's the way these games are, minions. It's like when you wanna find something, you can't find it. But then when you're just wandering around, you're like, I hope I never get into any encounters because I want to finish this episode off. You get into encounters left and right. It's not fair. It's like the game can read your mind. It's like, I'm gonna tease you. Yeah. Sometimes my daddy teases me. He'll turn me upside down. He'll tickle my belly. Yeah. I don't like that. My brother Arthur, he likes getting tickled. There's a study that says that some rats like to get tickled. They did like a study in the laboratory, and certain rats, they like to get tickled. And that includes my brother Arthur. He loves getting tickled. He'll tickle, and then he'll kind of squeak, and then he'll jump off my dad after he's getting tickled, and he'll like run around like a crackhead, and then he'll jump back on my dad like, okay, tickle me again. He's silly. Boys. Yeah. And here we finally got that new enemy, the Berserker. And as their name suggests, they are berserked, which means that they will just constantly just hammer away and attack. So, yep. Good thing we have those elf capes, like I said. See, they are making us avoid a lot of these attacks, which is good. Because, as you can see, a lot of times they use that critical hit, and that takes off a lot of damage. So, and we're forced to rely on high potions to heal ourselves. Luckily, the Chemist has that innate ability that whenever it uses an item, it doubles the effectiveness of that item. So, normally a high potion only does 500 hit points of restoration, but when the Chemist uses it, or someone with the medicine ability, which is something the Chemist can learn, then it doubles the effect. So, but finally we've taken out these enemies, and that means that we can now finish climbing up the tower and head up inside this part of the tower. And we want to give Faris the catch ability, because remember, she has the Minotaur that she captured in the temple, Sekhmet. Yep. And spoilers, we're going to be fighting his brother right here in this tower. But we're not going to fight him in this episode, minions, because it's going long. So be sure to come back next time, minions, and we will be fighting the two bosses of this tower. We know the Minotaur's on this side, but who awaits us on the other? Find out next time. Take care. Bye.